What's good, y'all? Hope everybody's living well and staying blessed. It's your boy Marcus B. As always, I'm with the one and only Mr. Evan Simmons. And this is episode 25 of Holla at Your Boy. We made it to a quarter. That's wild, man. It feels like it's been a really long time. Let's be real. But anyways, today it was just another episode brought to you by me and Mr. Evan. And we talk about some current life things. And Evan got his car stolen, which is wild. It sucks. But we talk about that. We talk about food, hip hop, movies, normal things we care about. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoy the episode. If you like what we're doing, make sure you like, subscribe, share. The biggest thing is sharing, right? So that way we can get to as many people as possible. And you guys are what's getting it out to people. So I appreciate everybody that's been on board with us thus far. I hope you guys enjoy the episode. Peace. What's going on, man?
Oh, so much.
It's already been a week, and
We're only on Wednesday. 3 days in.
yeah. And you know what? I gotta say, you probably had a little rough go, a little rougher.
Oh
go
yeah, this has been
than usual.
I don't even know. So I mean, for those people that don't know,
All those loyal fans.
for all the fans out there, my car got stolen. Let's talk about that. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Just sounds cleaner than usual.
It does sound cleaner. Good job.
Oh, it's because the air conditioning's off.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, which funny story. I was talking to myself earlier because that's what I do.
As you do.
I was like, you know what? I need to find out what frequency the air conditioning is on. Because I've adjusted some of it out, and I was like, oh, it's like at like 3,000 hertz. And that's a weird side thing. But yeah, my car got stolen. So,
Yeah.
as far as I know, it got stolen.
It is no longer in your possession, not of your own doing.
Right, like parked at my apartment, gated community, like parked there in my usual spot. Nothing weird. I parked in maybe I parked in and I called the towing company and everyone who, if you have any like things like, did you file a police report? Did you? Yeah, I did everything.
Yeah.
Everything I could have possibly done for that, and yeah, no car. So
That's rough.
I
Man.
have a rental now, but like, man, and I thought for a second I owed Spectrum like $50. I was like, oh, like maybe Spectrum was like, hey, you owe us $50.
This
We're
is
gonna
mine
repossess
now.
your car. So I'm hoping,
Yo, Spectrum out here wilding.
like we're gonna steal cars.
Oh, you think you can skirt on some?
We're not even gonna
on
mail
some phone
you
bills?
We're just gonna steal. You're just gonna steal your car.
It's my car now. It's
Like,
mine.
It's not even gonna. But no, because with all that stuff, apparently, like the police need to know about it.
Yeah.
Before the people take it. So, the police don't have a record of it, and
Damn.
none of the towing companies have a record of it. So,
That's so wild to me, and I said this to you, like that's the first thought I had, and it seems insensitive, but I was like, I don't want to steal your car, like, your car does not.
it's not like a joyride car. Like it's a Subaru. Like it's a Subaru Crosstrek. Like nothing's like, no one's like, yeah, let's go steal a Subaru. Who? If you say that, screw you.
Yeah, I mean, okay, if you had like a WRX STI dumped with the flaps on it, like,
but like mine's just like the base model, like Subaru. Like, who wants that?
it's a super dad car, bro.
It's
plus it's a 2018.
It's dad as heck, man.
You can't.
It's hard to break.
I don't understand how to steal that.
Me neither. Like I was like, oh, like maybe they like just hot wired or something. Like, but I haven't Googled this yet. But I'm doubting you can just like hot wire.
Well, you got the key fob, right? It's not a straight
no
key to the ignition.
It's got a key.
Okay.
It's got a key. Yeah, it's got a straight up key. So like I guess if that's the case, they can just like, but like
I don't know, man.
I just
Even if I could, it just doesn't make sense for that to be the car that I
right
steal.
like especially like in my neighborhood, like there's some like nicer cars around there.
Yeah,
Like
because I mean, you're right across the street from the hospital.
the hospital, yeah. Like
So yeah, there's gonna be a couple Mercedes, a
Yeah.
couple Benz.
like there's some really nice cars by me, but like for
But
some reason they just
They
decided
wanted that Subi.
Dude, I've never been more. I mean, it's gotten like weird to the point of like now, where I don't even like I don't even like realize it.
Yeah,
Like, I'm just
no, I
like-
get that.
Like I'm like, come on, they just stole my car.
Yeah,
Like because one of the things like I never growing up and like in college, I never had anything like legit like stolen from me.
oh dude, I've had so much stuff stolen. Oh my god.
Like, so having that like happen, I was like, people just take stuff. Like, like, like I've never been more just like in a moment of like, man, people just like take stuff. Like that's a thing.
That's
like,
a real thing, dog.
like and of course I knew that was a thing, but I didn't want to like recognize it as it was like a. Yeah, like sometimes your stuff just disappears. Like,
Yeah.
no, I don't. So I'm hoping that that car is back.
I hope
in
so,
my
man.
possession. Like,
I hope so.
I just, man,
Well, for real, that's the first time you ever got anything stolen from you?
well, yeah, like legit, like anything, because I'm pretty like anal about my stuff.
Yeah.
So like doors and everything are always locked, and like I'm always like super like it's my stuff. And that's also why I don't have a lot of stuff.
That's fair.
It's because
Makes
like,
sense.
I don't.
Got to keep track of it.
Yeah, like I mean I made like of course as I do I made like a list of like all the things I had. It was like I think before my new apartment it was around like 120 like of things I owned.
You like?
I don't own a lot of stuff.
No, I'm not bothered by that. But you got a round number on the things you own?
No, it wasn't exactly. I mean, like ideally, yes, I would like to have like a solid like 200. That's it. I would like that because I just like I like having a nice like symmetry to life. But yeah, like you look very mad at the fact that
I'm just like I'm thinking about this office,
like how many things
and like
are in here
mind
right
you,
now?
I don't need everything in here.
Oh, trust me, this stresses me out. I'm just a very much like
But like I do kind of need 80% of it.
I'm just a very like the way I like approach like decoration and stuff, and this is really previous to like my new place because my new place has like I put up decorations and stuff like Kelsey helped me out with like putting up new stuff, but I'm really much a function over like having something.
Yeah.
So I'll throw something away like
Oh yeah.
like I'll throw something away like instantly. If it doesn't serve a purpose, like if it's something that I haven't touched in the last like I don't need it then clearly.
Yeah. No, I can get behind that. I think the thing that I'm like the worst about is like music.
What
Like I don't really throw away any music.
you mean like sheet music?
Yeah.
Yeah, all the like granted I have a bookshelf that has all
Yeah.
my like it's got all my repertoire in it. But I need that.
Yeah.
This is like part of the gig is having music.
I'm just trying to think like I'm pretty sure I use everything I own now.
Like you use like all of it.
Like maybe the books.
Well, I mean, books are a thing. It's just like that's just kind of.
And I mean, I gotta clean out my closet.
Yeah.
Because a bunch of clothes aren't fitting me, and it's kind of bothering me. But then also like I don't want to like buy like clothes for like in between.
Yeah.
Because again, I assume I'm gonna get bigger,
Right.
frame wise,
Right.
with doing this bodybuilding thing, but I don't want to like get like
A bunch of like
in between clothes, and
Yeah.
then like they're kind of too small for like my final form.
right.
But also
Marcus
like
in
I
his final
need
form.
I need more than like 5 shirts.
Right.
Like I think three pants don't fit me right now. They're mad tight. That speaking of, I don't know how any of these fools out here rocking skinny jeans.
Oh, okay. Let's talk about skinny jeans for a second.
See, I always had an issue
No,
with it.
no.
I always had an issue with it when I was growing up. But I didn't really know why. But now, like,
I mean, do you have? Here's my problem. Do you have like high mobility in all of your clothes?
yes.
Okay. Like I don't. I feel like I wouldn't have high
Nope.
mobility in like skinny jeans. I like to be able to move around and like kick up a leg. I mean, great. I'm not high kicking, but like I would like to be able to high.
Now I
kick.
need to be able to throw a kick
Like-
in my pants.
Well, I always have the like the Bourne Ultimatum in my head. Like I'm like, all right, if I'm a super spy and I get activated, if I need to, I mean, in general, like if I need to run somewhere, like I don't need to be like tight and like when I see these kids walking with like their shoes, like and they're like, I don't want to get creased. I'm like, that's not very functional.
Not very
Like,
functional.
you-
I get it.
Like I get,
As
I
a
get the
dude
drip.
that loves
like,
shoes, I love shoes.
You do?
Yeah. But again, I'm cognizant of the investment
Yeah.
that it takes to be a proper shoe guy.
Oh no, yeah. That whole like
Like it's
the
my
shoe culture, I get it. Like I understand. No, well, no, I don't understand.
No, you don't. But the way you started that sentence, you don't get it.
I don't get it. Like it's shoes.
Yeah.
Like people say I'm that way with instruments. I play. Well, granted, I own 4 recorders, but I play the rest of my instruments.
Of course you
I
do.
Except no, my 4 recorders and my 2 harmonicas. I don't play those. Yeah,
You got
2.
2 harmonicas, bro.
Because you need 2 keys. No, I just saw one in F. I was like, ooh, I own one in C. Let me get one in F.
That's fair.
I need to get a chromatic harmonica and actually learn how to play the harmonica. I don't need to know that.
Why
I
not?
want to.
It's a neat little party trick.
I mean, yeah, like it'd be great to just like somebody needs some jams. Just
But also
back pocket. But do I want to be back pocket harmonica guy? That's
I mean, it's not far off from who you are now. Let's be real.
Oh my god! I've never been told that before. I've never been told I'm back pocket harmonica guy. Wow.
I mean, I feel like
That's scary.
It's in your wheelhouse.
It's in my canon.
Yeah.
I'm the back pocket.
Like if you said if all of a sudden
Like
you were just
we
like,
were just sitting out there, and I just pulled out a harmonica, and I was just okay.
I'd be like, huh? Yeah, okay. All right. Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, just haven't played a harmonica.
Yeah.
Don't.
I'd be like, my confusion would be like, how long has that been in your pocket? How long? Like
Was this a choice? Did you get up this morning and say,
today's
"Hey,
the day.
phone, wallet, keys, mask, harmonica"?
Yeah, I'd be more concerned. Like, have you always had that in your pocket? Like, I've known you for like 2 years now. You've been rocking a harmonica.
I've never pulled anything out of my back pockets, have I?
I don't believe you have.
That was
So that's what I'm saying. I'm not gonna be surprised if all of a sudden one day you're just like, hey, by the way, like,
I've recently been told that like I'm very like I have little things that kind of pop up like there was like of course there's the harmonica thing, and you remember we were talking about like people like we were talking about toes, and everyone was like, we've never seen Evan's toes before.
oh yeah, yeah.
Like it's like you'd known me for 2 years, like Kelsey and Elena and everyone had known me for like a year. They were like,
Yeah, I'd never seen your toes.
never seen my toes before. You don't need to see them. And then I
Yeah.
finally wore like flip flops, and everyone was like, "Okay," and I was able to like pretend like I had 9 toes, that was a good time. And like the whole thing
That
of
was
like
solid.
with my grandfather being like a drummer for Jimi Hendrix while he was in
Yeah.
America, like you were like, "What?" I was like,
Hold on.
"Oh yeah, yeah."
By the way, yeah, I don't have any like the only thing I got in my family, like as far as like widely known, is my uncle. And I think we talked about this. That you remember that show on? I think it was on A&M. Counting Cars.
Yes,
Yeah.
we did talk about
Yeah,
that. Yeah,
Counts
yeah.
Customs. My uncle worked there. Still works there? Maybe. I don't know. But when that show was being
Yeah.
being shot, my uncle was there. And,
Nice.
Yeah. Other than that, I don't know.
I mean, that's like a little like.
Bunch of military folk.
I mean, granted, like whenever that was going on, like he passed away when my mother was super young, so like it was still like far beyond my years. But like I've been told I like have like I'm not secretive, but I'm very like reserved. And I guess
I still can't figure out your personality, dog.
Oh no, that's the intent.
Fair enough.
Because if I showed my full personality, people would be like, "Whoa, is he insane?" No, not yet.
But I think that's also why I'm not gonna be surprised if you pull a harmonica out your pocket.
See, okay, let's go back 5 minutes in the episode. I was offended. Not so offended anymore. I could. I think I kind of. I don't know. I kind of like doing that. I kind of like because I'm not being like. I don't think I'm being like fake with my personality.
No. I mean, you're just
think,
a little aloof.
Yeah, like just a little aloof. Like I mean, like
That's a really hard sentence to say.
you're just a little aloof.
Yeah, I'm not going to say it again.
It's like saying you edited something.
Yeah.
I edited it. I edited it.
I edited it.
I edited.
Nope.
Yeah.
I edited it. Yeah.
I edited it.
I can't, dude. Ugh.
But yeah, like I don't know. That's been my it's been my whole like personality. I feel like it's just been like don't show all your cards.
That's fair.
And granted, like that's not it's never like a mean spirited thing. And I've been told whenever I was in high school that comes across as like it came across as like, why is he so angry? I'm like, no, I'm not angry. I'm just a blank slate. Like you don't need to know. And when people find out like, oh, he wants to do like Jeopardy, I'm like, yeah. Like you don't need to know that.
Like heavy dream of doing Jeopardy.
Yeah. Like
and I mean I'm in the same vein. And the thing that's frustrating is that people will then project their ideas of your personality.
Oh yeah.
Like onto you. And then they take
harmonica
things.
Guy.
But like I ran into that situation as of recently where because I'm so like dry with everything that I say, or at least I try to be as like just like matter of fact, zero emotion behind it. There you go again with that face, bro.
Sorry.
There you go again.
I tried
We talked about this. I want to see
I tried
that.
to contain it. It's
Turn
been
it.
a long day.
Turn your face, bro.
This has been my first good day, like in a week.
glad,
this
man.
week it's been.
I've had 3 boo-boo days in a row.
So it's been a long day.
I get it. I still don't want to see that face.
Okay, I'll turn it away from the.
Don't turn it at the camera. Those people don't need to see it either.
The camera
man.
can see my face.
Come on.
Oh,
What was I saying?
I don't know.
Boo-boo days. I've had like 3 boo-boo
Oh yeah,
days in a row.
No, people putting.
Oh yeah,
your,
people projecting
yeah.
their ideas of my personality.
Yeah.
From like in their own opinions. I'm just like, nah. Like I said what I said.
Right.
And that's what it is. And that's all it is. And it's your fault for thinking that there's some haste or aggression or whatever other emotion you think it might be.
Right.
It's like,
Well, I mean, that's a thing I've always, because like because I know you, like, it's not aggression.
Yeah.
But then, like, you ever met, like, the person, like, we've all seen them on, like, Tinder or whatever. They're just like, I just tell it like it is. And I'm just like, it's just like, are you just telling it like it is, or are you just a dick? Because, like, I've definitely met those people where it's like, oh, no, you're just mean.
yeah, they're just mean-hearted. You're just
Right.
you're hiding behind the guise of this I just tell it like it is thing.
It's like, no, you're just kind of mean.
Yeah.
Like you're at least a nice person.
I try to be,
Like,
man.
like
a lot
aggressive
of people don't
personality,
think I am.
but like a nice person.
People try to say I'm not a nice person. It really bothers the crap out of me. Like,
Yeah, that's not it's not a good feeling. It's not a good. Well, I don't know what that's.
it's frustrating, bro. It's super frustrating.
Yeah, that can't be a good. That can't be a good feeling. That's
Because then you're put. It's like this catch-22.
Yeah.
Where it's like you're an aggressive person, and I can't say anything about it because then I become an aggressive person, and then their ideas come to fruition.
Exactly.
And the problem is, deep down inside, I am an aggressive person. So that's why I'm really calm.
Right.
To mask that.
Right. So like people are like, you don't meet their expectations of your your aggression or whatever.
That's why we meditate and stretch every morning and night.
Well, I mean, see me, like I'm on the other like end of it where like, so you like, you know, push it all down, like you kind of like not push it, like keep it hidden away.
Yeah.
And I push it all down. Like there's been some stuff I'll mention to you like off camera, but like things where I'm just like, man, I should be way more aggressive about this. But it's like, I tend to be like, you know what, and this is something that like my friend Ben brought up. He was like, I don't think anyone's had like a problem with you. I'm like, yeah, that's kind of the intent. Like, like I'm not trying to like rile anyone or like cause any problems. I'm just like, I don't need to how do I put it? I don't need to add to the mix of aggression or add to the mix of like anger or whatever.
Yeah.
Or sadness or whatever. Like I just don't feel that that need.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it's funny. Whenever I was so I did Taekwondo when I was a kid.
Yeah.
As everyone does, and
I did Kung Fu, man. Don't.
You did Kung Fu?
Yeah, bro. Don't circle me up with you,
bruh.
Simpletons with your Taekwondo.
Taekwondo and karate and stuff like that.
Kung Fu, bro.
Kung Fu, man. But I did Taekwondo, and for my green belt test, we of course like had to spar.
Yeah.
And over there, like just wearing my yellow belt, and I had to go against another yellow belt. I am like, you know, looking back on it, I probably wasn't doing much, but like in the moment, I was like pummeling the kid. Like I was straight up like throwing like whatever I could.
Yeah.
Like he was on the ground. Like it was like,
hell yeah,
it was harsh. But the entire time I was doing it, I was like, this is sad. I was crying. I was like, man, I don't like doing this. Like I don't like adding to like his pain. You know what I mean? And like I get that. Yeah, that's another look.
That's an interesting one.
That's another look into my psyche. Because it's just a part of me where I'm just like, I don't like adding to adding to his pain is kind of like my I don't know. I find it tiresome. I don't know if tiresome or like
I don't want daunting. Not daunting.
No, not daunting because it's not like a big thing. Like I can do it. Like I've told you the story about me like tearing up the Valentine gram. Like
so aggressive, dude.
So
So
I don't know
aggressive.
if I should even tell that story. It's it's harsh. I told her about Valentine Graham in front of a girl. No, she heard about it and decided to cry about it.
You tore it up in front of the entire class after the homie had just delivered it.
Yeah,
You didn't even look at it. You
notice
just
how I
tore it.
said. Notice how I said she decided to cry about it.
Another look into the psyche.
Yes, but like occasionally, like and that was more of my teenage angst was doing all that stuff.
Yeah.
But like as a person, usually I'm very much so like I don't want to add to like pain in general. I'm like, you know what? I'd rather be like, and I feel like for me that's why I'm a musician because I like to create an enjoyable experience for someone. Now it can be like a painful experience where it's like like I this sounds sadistic. I like watching someone like cry like at like a song or at like a hard movie. Like I like watching that, but I don't.
That's interesting.
But I don't need someone to like just be upset because like I'm upset or like or they're upset. I want them to be more upset. I don't really need that. Like I don't find the whenever I'm doing that I'm like, or if I'm like in like a kid's face and like I'm like I'm like I don't need to.
Yeah,
like,
no, I feel that. I'm mad empathetic, and that's actually like the reason behind my like calmness is because like I'm just everything that I say and do, I kind of like see all sides of it, and I actively choose the path of least resistance, which is not always the best path for my personal well-being.
Yeah.
It's also why I'm often frustrated because I don't like hurting people's feelings.
Right.
Again. And yet I still end up doing it.
I mean, it's just one of those things where you have to like balance, especially like in our profession, you have to balance like being empathetic versus being productive.
Yeah.
Because like you can empathize like so much, and really like get to know, and like that's the big thing in like teaching is like building a relationship and like getting to know them as a person and stuff like that. But there's also the part of it that's like, okay, I know who you are, good. We got stuff to do now.
Yeah.
And I can't sit here and be like, oh, how's this go? Like no, I need this to go ahead and work. Like
yeah, exactly, man. I just need this to work. It's like a very accurate,
right,
like line in my thought process. Just like, okay, whatever. Okay, this is where we're at.
I just need this to work out, and that's one of my favorite comedy albums is Mark Maron's I Just Need This to Be Funny. I love that. It's so like, oh, like, yep.
I think
just need this to be funny.
I think the emotion I'm the worst at hiding is frustration.
You think so?
Yeah.
Like, does it? Because like I've never seen you be like, well, if you're frustrated, you're more like talking, like not talking loud, but like it's very like forward,
Pointed.
Yeah,
Very pointed speech when I get frustrated,
Right.
and that's what it is because, and it's very easy to discern because I talk in such a relaxed, like slow manner,
right? Yeah,
like on a day-to-day speech.
yeah, like slow, yeah.
So that's like when I'm angry, it's in the same vein.
It just
Like
comes
it might
out.
be even a little calmer when I'm talking, or like sad. I just don't feel that emotion.
Yeah.
It's a problem. I think I forgot how to cry.
Oh man, you need to watch some. You need to watch some movies, man. Like
I wish I was joking, but I think I forgot how to cry.
you need to get you some art. Get you some good art in you. Because like art, I mean that's how I cry now. Is like no, granted I haven't cried. It's been a few months.
It's been
It's hard to access that emotion though. Like
been like a couple years, bro.
Like it's definitely hard to get in there and be
Like they've welled up before. Wait,
Yeah.
no. I cried in March. That was the last time I cried.
Okay. Yeah.
I shed like 2 tears.
Okay.
But is that crying? I don't feel like that's crying.
It's not the crying I did in March. Crying I did in March was that was a lot.
I haven't sobbed.
Yeah.
Like I think at most I've shed 2 tears at a time.
Now, granted, I don't know if a sob is like. Well, I don't know, and I want to pose this question to you. Like, would you rather keep operating the way you do now, with kind of like muted emotions, like kind of just like everything's kind of like pretty surface level, or would you rather go to the like full extent of whatever you're feeling? So if you're angry, you are livid. Like if you're excited, if you're happy, like you're like exuberant. Like I'm just over here, thesaurus, like over here. But like,
I don't know, man, because I think that is the issue, is that I lock up all the emotions.
Yeah.
Like all the aggressive, and not even like the negatively coined aggressive ones.
Yeah.
But like excitement. I don't know what that means anymore. Like anything that is more than just like pretty okay or pretty angry.
Well, I mean, it's definitely hard. Like once we got into like I don't know how you felt about it, but like for me, I know once I got into teaching, band kind of lost. It's still exciting, but it's not as like I haven't felt my heart pump like about like my job or about like what I do in a while. And then with that, like when it comes to like my other stuff, I'm like everything else has kind of felt kind of the same way, where it's like nothing's like whoa.
Yeah.
There's something genuinely like I kind of feel the same way. Like excitement's kind of
I think the only thing it's been, actually, now that I think about it, the last time like I think I legitimately cried was VC 2019.
Okay.
When we were in finals. And I think that was the last time I was like really, really excited about band. I'm just like,
But you've been excited about like cooking and stuff like that. Like,
dude.
Like you when you like told me you were watching like Chef's Table Barbecue. Like, dude, have you seen like?
Dude. Yeah, I love
Brussels sprouts.
By the way, that was the first time I'd ever had Brussels sprouts. Like me personally, I'd never eaten Brussels sprouts.
First time
before.
you cooked them. First time you made it, like you ate them too, and they were fantastic.
They were great.
They were great.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
It's a good meal.
But I get excited about people being excited. That's why I love talking to Roseman.
Yeah,
because that dude,
because he's just excited.
He's just so pumped.
Yeah.
For everything.
Okay.
That I'm just like, yeah. Ocarina of Time. I don't know what any of the words you're saying mean, but yeah, I'll watch you play it. It's terrible graphics.
Yeah.
It means it's like your childhood. Cool. All right, man.
It's the best game ever. Like it looks horrible.
Yeah. So, and things like that. So like, with the Chef's Table Barbecue, it's in the same vein. Like these people are talking so intimately about the art of barbecuing and the art of cooking over a fire. And I mean that's why I love Anthony Bourdain and everything that he did, because he was able to express all the little nuances of a culture. And the things that mattered and why they mattered, and
through their food and stuff.
Through their food, and not even through their food, just talking
about culture.
Just talking about culture, and you could tell, like he was able to talk about a country. Excuse me. It didn't matter what country it was. I mean, a big part of it was the fact that like he just never went to anywhere that he didn't like. I hate you. It's twice already, dog.
I made the face
Come
again.
on, man.
Oh God, I felt it. I was like, no. I saw it in the distance. I was like, no, don't do it. Don't yawn. Okay.
So
I don't want it to come on the mic. So I'm like, let me just keep it in.
off.
You should
point
see
your face the other way.
Have you seen me sneeze? Like
I don't think I've ever seen you sneeze.
You
I'm
guys
sure
don't know
it's just as
anything about me.
aggressive.
It's great.
Yeah, how have you hit a sneeze?
I'm a genius. No, dude, I hate like I said, I hate like I don't like when people do stuff like that, like sneeze or like well, your sneezes are like small, but like when people are like big, like loud, like oh shoot, like I shut up, you don't need to do that, like like you don't. People are like it's just my sneeze. No, it's not.
It's not, dog.
You being all loud about stuff like it. There's someone I don't. There's someone I know. Whenever they sneeze, they borderline sing. I'm just like,
Hold on now.
stop. Like you don't.
What?
Achoo! Like I'm like. I'm like, you don't need to do that. You don't. You
didn't mean it. You did that shit on purpose.
Like-
What are you talking about, man?
Isn't it like a vine or something like that? Like, what do you want someone to know you're a
think
singer?
so.
Achoo! Okay. I'm like, no, you don't need to do that.
You think they're gonna bring Vine back now that their
TikTok is gonna be
TikTok
gone.
is gonna be gone?
Doubt it.
Yeah.
Yes, the people need a short form thing, but I think it'll just go back to Twitter or something. I don't know.
Instagram is running with that Reels thing. Poor marketing name,
No, like who?
but I think they'll try. I mean, that's gonna be the space that takes over.
Well, here's the thing about the Reels thing. Who shot on film in the last? Well, there's a couple of directors that are shot on film in the last like 20 years. How much? Not many have. Besides that, everyone else shoots on digital.
That's fair.
Yeah, like a bunch. Like
Yeah,
I think the
that's
last,
what like I said, poorly.
like the concept of a reel, like, and doing like reel to reels, like for tapes or whatever, and like like no one does. Telling a kid this is what film is like.
Yeah.
Like I kind of want to bring like a strip of like film to the school and be like, does anybody know what this is? And just hear the dead silence.
Yeah.
Like but Instagram's got to do what Instagram got to be Snapchat. It's got to be Facebook. It's got to be Vine or TikTok now.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
But yeah.
But back to what I was saying about Anthony Bourdain.
Yeah.
He speaks the same way about any of the cultures.
Yeah.
But then when like he talks about the food, like it hits so differently, and it is so much more verbose and heartfelt and stuff like that. And I hadn't heard it in a while until I kind of rewatched this episode. I think it's Spain or Portugal. I can't remember what it is, but he's talking about this restaurant called El Bulli, that actually ended up closing like after they shot that episode because the dude was just like, yeah, I'm done. I did the thing. I'm gonna go do something else now.
Wouldn't that be a feeling?
I couldn't imagine, dude.
Just be like, all right, did that.
But
Yeah.
like I want you to watch that and kind of it wasn't that episode, but it was an episode like that made me fall in love with that show and just kind of follow him ever since then.
See, the stuff on it, like Anthony Bourdain has this huge, like, especially like in like the chef like community, like a huge like following and like super influential. Yeah. The only like impression I had of him though was the Discovery Channel. What was that show? It wasn't No Reservations. It's like Places Unknown or something like that.
Parts Unknown?
Yeah, Parts Unknown. But he's just like eating weird stuff.
Yeah.
From like the promos and like he's like, I'm just eating like a durian that smells like trash, but I'm gonna eat it anyway. Like,
yeah.
That's what I knew. Sadly, that's what I knew Anthony Bourdain as. I need to actually
deep dive on it, man.
Catch some of his stuff.
Yeah. Made me appreciate all the food. But then all that being said, like I get excited about I think people. I can't tell you the last thing I got excited about a thing. And I don't know if
I mean, maybe
I
it's
don't know if that's a good or bad thing.
maybe that's a part of like the empathy thing,
Yeah.
where like you're like find your interest is in like that like people's emotions rather than like something else. And that's totally like justifiable. I mean, that's
Yeah.
why I feel like that's why you're a teacher too.
Probably,
is because like you have that ability to be like, all right, other people. Because I feel like if you lived a life where you didn't think about people, being a stockbroker would be pretty easy.
Yeah.
Or I had that thought like the other day. I was like, man, if I just did some other career, like, no, I don't. I care about people too much to just do some like other like thing and just clock out and clock in, clock in, clock out. That'd be awful.
Yeah. I mean, I know it's definitely not for me, and I think
Yeah.
you're right. That's why I am where I'm at.
Right.
But I think
You still want to have some kind of excitement about something.
I would be nice, but then also I'm noticing the wear and tear
Yeah.
by like putting my emotions in other people.
Right.
Like not putting my emotions, basing my emotions
Yeah.
off of the well-being of other people,
Right.
and oftentimes it does not work out.
So like, I mean, like, I say as we're doing something, like whenever you're just like chilling out at home,
Yeah.
like what is it that you do, or like
I just watch TV, dude.
you just kind of like have the TV on?
Just kind of have the TV on.
Okay, no, like that's, I mean that's the one thing like for me with like movies, I only got interested in that because like that was the thing I was doing like at home.
Yeah.
Like it was like the that and like being a musician. Oh, funny little thing. I've been playing guitar. I figured out I've owned a guitar for 6 years.
Okay.
No, has it been 6 years? Since freshman year of high school. So 10 years. I've owned a guitar.
Damn. Son. Okay.
Now, am I good at it? No.
Nah.
Hot garbage at it.
Guitar is so hard. Jesus Christ.
It's not.
Yes, it is.
It's really.
It's like saxophone, bro, where the front part mad easy. To be proficient on it, not happening.
Yes, this is true. To actually do like finger tap and like all that stuff. But I've owned an acoustic guitar for 10 years, and never owned a. Do you know what a capo is?
Yeah.
For people that don't know, it's like the thing that like changes keys or whatever.
It's a little clip.
Yeah, a
at the
little
end of the
clip.
guitar.
Never had one of those. So any song that was like, all right, here's the tab or here's the music, and you need a capo. I was like, oh, literally got a capo like 2 weeks ago. I was like, I just unlocked a whole like.
I could play all these songs now.
And I did, and I instead of
yeah.
like working on my online teaching stuff, I was like, I'm gonna learn a bunch of songs by this guy, the tallest man on earth. I'm gonna learn a bunch of his songs.
Nice.
They're really hard and really like complicated, but they were less complicated than figuring them out on like understanding the
Not a
tab,
capo? Yeah.
and then figuring out on piano. Which is what I would do, which is super.
Oof.
Don't do that.
Yeah, that's rough.
But like having that, kind of like going back to it, getting those moments of like, I'm excited about doing this thing at home is, I think that's where like excitement is found. Because I don't know if it can be found in. Some people do. I guess they might find it in like their job and like doing their job till dusk till dawn. Because you can do that. You can definitely. I know people that work from like 6 till like 8 every day. I'm like, oh, is that what you like?
Often.
See, like I don't know. That's a solid chunk of your day. Like
It's the entire day.
I mean,
Some people would say.
like 14 hours is like
Because I still wake up at 4.
right. Like what do you like what? So like you wake up at 4.
Yeah.
So there's like from 4 to 8. Oh my gosh, it's only like 8 hours.
What?
Wait, 4 to 8, right? or no, 8 o'clock is when you like get off of like you like your last lesson or whatever.
8:30.
Till 8:30 till 4 in the morning. That's only like 8 hours.
Yeah.
You
Spent 6 of those sleeping.
Whew. That might not be why you enjoy anything.
Maybe. I don't know.
Because that to me, like, now granted, like, high school and be high school, like that's you get the stipend for it. Because like that's how it goes. Like, I mean, that's whenever you're doing everything from 6 to 8. That's like how.
Just how like and I'm not mad about it. I mean, I'm still doing the damn thing, but it's definitely
that can be taxing.
It's definitely eating at me.
Because like when you have those 2 hours to like scrape a meal together or like scrape a meal into your mouth, like or do a podcast.
Yeah, I forgot to eat today.
Yeah,
I got caught up in a parent-teacher conference. That's usually during my lunch because during my proper lunch is when I do my online stuff.
Oh.
And then I had to teach it for jazz because we were going over the region music, then middle schools. And then that's why I was like, hey, I need to go eat.
I need a big meal.
Anybody want to go with me to BJ's so I can get this monster steak with that weak steak knife? That was so frustrating.
Let's talk about that knife for a second.
So frustrating.
That knife was so like soft.
I've never seen a dull steak knife before. Like the whole purpose of the steak knife is to have it ribbed,
right?
So that way it doesn't get dull.
Serrated.
Serrated?
Yeah, ribs.
Ribs the wrong way.
Yeah, I was like, huh? No, that's a
serrated knife, and it just wasn't cutting through the damn steak. And like, luckily I kind of like had calmed down by the time it came out. But if I had that, like as soon as I got to BJ's,
what? You could
juice. I'm sorry, I flipped the table. Here's $40. I didn't mean it.
I feel like at some point, if you were like really like angry at that moment, I feel like at some point you might be the guy who like slaps or does the Gordon Ramsay where you like slap down the whole like plate with the meat. It's like, what is this? Like,
there's a big part of me that wants to be able to do that as a human being.
Oh, trust me, like,
but I can't. Again, that empathetic nonsense. I need to be more of a sociopath, bro. That's what I'm getting.
I don't know about that. It's a hard life. I'm just a closeted sociopath.
As long as you're closeted, it's fine.
No, I'm not. I don't know. I'm not closeted sociopath. I don't know how to describe my personality.
Neither do I.
It's a weird
it's been
mix.
2 years and it doesn't make sense to me, but it is what it is.
I still can't like decide on like. Well, it's weird when I talk to people. I'm just like, yeah, like I'll mention something like completely random. They're like, wait, you're talking about the Ottoman Empire? Yeah, this is what we're talking. Like this is the conversation we're having, and it relates to. Let's talk about the Byzantine Empire. Like, let's just mention that.
I mean, I'm in the same boat as far as just random history facts and random things that I shouldn't know, but I do. I can't remember my childhood, but I could tell you about. I could tell you about how to make mustard gas.
Hey, like it's whatever you need to know, right? I mean, my favorite thing is the from Sherlock. Whenever so that was one of those like in high school, one of those really like Anglophile like I really wanted to like I watched a lot of Doctor Who and Sherlock, and I was like, I want to be British. God, I was such a nerd.
Yeah, I hated you.
I
hated you.
Wrong tense. Oh yeah, no, you would have punched me in the face.
And I feel like you would have understood.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Well, no, I was very very into that. But Sherlock, there was a part of that show where he didn't know how many planets were in the solar system because he didn't need to know.
That's fair.
Like if you don't need to know that, he knew every street of London. Like he knew like every street, every corner. He could tell you like how to get he knew the entire city like super well and like super smart. But like if you don't need to know
something, why bother with it?
That's me with like directions. I don't need to know. So
I mean,
let's learn some facts about like I don't know frogs.
I can't allow you to just be okay with not knowing how to.
Oh, I'm okay with that.
I'm not, man. It stresses me out.
It's I don't like that because granted it's gonna bite me in the butt one of these days.
Oh,
like
yeah,
hard. Like I'm gonna be like in the middle of like. It almost happened to me when I was headed out to Lubbock to go see a friend out there, and I was like driving out there, and then in this random town, GPS just shut right off, and I was like,
oh no,
"Oh snap!" And here was the big problem though. When I was back in my car. Remember that car? Remember my car?
Rip Subi.
The Subi.
May she be found soon.
And the reason why I owe Spectrum money is because of the router that's in that car. So,
what, dude? Spectrum took your car, bro. Spectrum
was like, "Where's our router?"
Spectrum got you, bro.
Car.
Spectrum got you. That's the only thing that makes sense.
But so back to the trip to Lubbock. I was halfway there and stopped in this little small town. No, I had to make a turn in it, and I made like 2 turns, which for me is like
big deal.
I made a big change in that moment, and then the GPS shut off. I was like, "Oh no, was I going south or north?" Now, granted, I'm going from Temple to Lubbock. I know I'm going north, but like, I didn't like. I was like, "Wait, do I go? Which highway do I? What highway was it on? I don't know what highway I was on.
It's not good, dog.
Like I don't.
It's not good.
I just don't find it important.
Well, surprise! It is.
Yeah.
And you should.
It'll come back to bite me in the butt one of these days.
Yeah.
Maybe when I have to go get my car. I'll be like, hey, you need to come out here. You need to go west on this. What west? West?
What you mean what?
do you mean west?
West? Oh my god, dude. Yeah. Well, if anybody knows where there's a Subaru Crosstrek 2018 gray,
yeah,
holla at your boy.
I don't want to say the license plate online.
Don't say the license plate.
But yeah.
But if it's a gray Subi Crosstrek in Temple, I think I've seen like 3 here.
I've been debating on like just driving around, just like
I don't know, man.
Just driving around and just seeing. But I also feel like if they're gonna steal a car, they're gonna take it farther from than the city.
Again, if they know how to steal a Subi,
I don't know. I don't know anyone that's like, you know what, we should steal.
Yeah,
a Subaru.
I'm going BMW. I'm going BMW. If I'm stealing a car.
Like I'm freaking parked right next to a Tesla. Like.
I don't know. I don't think you can steal a Tesla.
Steal a Tesla, yeah. That's why.
Can you steal a Tesla?
They've got that weird like key thing. That weird like fin. Like I don't think that's possible. I think you have to have that fin or whatever. And it's got to be like your phone has to be in the car or something like that. I'm just spouting out crap. I don't even know what I'm saying.
Well, actually, no. I think you're kind of right. There's only like 2 keys to every car, and that's the only way that it gets started.
Oh, okay.
Because I remember listening to a dude on Rogan who started a business of not refurbishing.
Okay.
Teslas.
Refurbishing a Tesla.
Yeah, that like water damage.
I was like,
that.
A 2018 Tesla. Who was like. You know what we should fix? Something that ain't broke.
It's brand new, but we gonna fix it.
It ain't broke. Let's fix it.
Nah, but I remember him saying it took like
that'd be a good show.
An 8 months. Yeah,
Sorry,
no,
someone just taking something that isn't broken and fixing it. Like, I got this chair. Let's fix it and just put a bunch of like extra like put cup holders and stuff in it. Just mod out stuff. Was that Pimp Your Ride?
That's just Pimp My Ride, dog. That's all that is.
that was Pimp My Ride. Yeah, that's exactly what that show was.
That show was wild.
Oh, Exhibit is my hero. Like,
Yo. Yeah.
I don't think I've listened to a single Exhibit song, but
Bro, it's gangster. You need to listen to some Exhibit. Like, bro, you run some DMX,
yeah,
some Exhibit, some I'm trying to think. Who else
Redman.
is- Nah, Redman's still too calm.
Too good. I mean, like if you're like you're going to people like Exhibit and DMX.
Redman is just aggressive. I need people yelling at me when they rapping.
I still like. It's so crazy. Like, have you seen like those word counts of rappers
Yeah.
and how like DMX is like he only uses like 100 and something words?
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, what? Like he's had a whole career. Well, granted, he's like, you know, he can't use computers, right?
I'm sure.
It's like a thing. Like he's like, when you get famous in the '90s, you don't need computers, so you just don't need computers ever.
You know what's wild?
I'm sure you can now, but
Has this come across your feed? I don't like. I'm trying to figure out how big this. There's
no DMX news has ever come across my feed.
this,
I've never been. I'm not on the DMX forums.
God damn it.
DMX and friends.
Where my dogs at?
The dogs. It's just the dogs.
Oh my god.
Just dogs and DMX fans.
No, this like Instagram channel called Versus.
No, I have not.
No, it's pretty dope.
Okay.
I haven't been able to catch any of them, just because like the times are always just like a little weird.
Is like people like freestyling or like?
No, they take two artists and they pin against their, like, I don't really know the format because I haven't been able to catch the show.
No.
But what I know of it is they take two artists and they like head to head their top 10 best songs.
Okay.
And it's pretty dope. The first one that I came across was DMX and Snoop Dogg.
Okay.
And surprisingly, like, who do you think won?
Won what?
Like, who do you, like, in the argument of
Who's got the best song?
top 10 best songs, who has the better top 10?
I mean, like all the things like kind of play like critically, commercially.
Yeah.
Like, I would say, because I feel like Snoop Dogg has had a bigger cultural impact than DMX has. So like,
Well, culturally, it actually gets a little dicey.
really, you think? Because I mean,
DMX had a bigger culture.
because I don't know anyone
Influence,
that's like, I don't know
yeah.
anyone that's like talking about like DMX like on a regular basis. And like, I mean, granted, it might be like a business thing, but like, I don't know of anyone that's
Yeah.
like my grandmother knows who Snoop Dogg is. She might not know
Yeah.
who DMX is.
But I think, well,
But yeah, like
answer the question.
Yeah,
It's
was it DMX?
It was DMX,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah.
But I was in the same boat. But then I kind of looked a little bit into it. And I think DMX had it a lot in the same vein as like Diddy and Kanye, where he found like people that eventually changed the culture.
Right.
You know what I mean? As opposed to Snoop, who was just like one of the people that did change the culture.
Right.
So I don't know. I was surprised with that one.
Yeah, I mean, because that's definitely a hard thing of like the people that like, you know, it's like the teachers of the people or well, not necessarily teachers, but like the people like that found them or whatever,
Yeah.
whatever it is, or is it the players like,
Yeah.
or is it the you know?
Yo, so like as a hip hop fan, bro, Kanye is so heartbreaking. It's so rough.
I don't
bro.
want to, because Kanye's been on my he was part of my
I know.
my month of listening.
Because he's got some banger albums.
Like,
Like, you listen to Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, right?
freaking good.
It's such a
So good.
such a good album. But this is what's crazy.
Like production, like genius. Like it's
when
so
you,
good.
When you look into it, you don't have, like, first off, he finds Kid Cudi. Gangster. But then he releases an album. I can't remember if it's a little bit before or a little bit after Man on the Moon. So that way the culture is like, yo, Ye came out with a new album? Word, let's check it out. Yo, this is mad like, I think it was Dark Twisted Fantasy was the one at the same time as Man on the Moon. And it's like, yo, this is mad like emotional and it's not like this is a weird vibe.
Yeah.
And then so like he like not justifies, but he makes the style in which Kid Cudi does mainstream. So then when Cudi comes out with his album, people are just like, yo, that's pretty fire.
Right.
And it's one of those things that you don't even realize like that's what's happened. And he did that like I think for 3 or 4 albums in a row.
Right.
That's what he did. And now he's out here peeing on Grammys on Twitter.
Oh man.
I'm not saying the Kardashians ruin people's lives, but they ain't got a good track record, dog.
I mean, my whole thing with Kanye, and I've been vocal about this before, like personality wise, I think I mean, I mentioned on this podcast, like just on this episode, like I don't like adding to people's pain. I feel like Kanye, like in his speech, does that a lot.
Yeah.
So like I
agree.
So like personality wise, mostly disagree with him, and then like his albums are very like you said, very back and forth. But I think it's in service of like the other people that like it's in service of the culture. Like, all right, like this is like Graduation, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, Pablo, and then you have is it Yeezus than Pablo? I forget.
I think so.
I haven't listened to Yeezus yet. That's another. I gotta do. According to Hannibal Buress, I have to do multiple listens of Yeezus to really understand it.
Yeah. And then he drops Yeezus, and it's a super wild album, and it doesn't make any sense.
But like he does a lot of back and forth like that because, like you said, it's in service of like the culture of rap.
Yeah.
He's not trying to just do. Because he can do just his style, like he can just do Graduation, like he can do that the entire time.
And that's what's frustrating is when people, like in the hip hop game, talk about like, man, Kanye was the best Kanye, but then like they'll like couple statements later be like, I can only remember Kid Cudi off the top of my head, like they're like, yo, Cudi, gangster, and it's just like, bro, like you don't.
There's a reason why.
There's a reason why you think Cudi's gangster. It's because Ye changed his style up.
Right.
And we're forgetting another album. What was the album with the blue cover?
That's the most recent one, his Christian album.
No. Before that.
Wait, what?
There was the one before Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
Really?
After Graduation.
Sorry, I'm like trying to like talk and Google. I Googled, I did West Kanye. I was like, huh?
Man, even with names, you bad with directions.
Okay, College Dropout, Late Registration, Graduation, 808s and Heartbreak.
That one.
Yeah, okay.
808s and Heartbreak. I think 808s and Heartbreak was the Cudi album, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like it.
Yeah. And then Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy was another rapper's album.
Okay.
Like stylistically.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know, man. Like I said, I still need to do an episode on just hip hop, but I kind of need to gather my thoughts on what it is that I'm kind of trying to express on it.
Yeah, we need to do like a.
You know what? That might be the last time I was excited. Damn, that was a long time ago.
When
I was bartending, and it was like early in the shift. Like I just started, it was like 8 p.m. And when I was at that mixology joint, like I would get 2-3 people from the times of like 5 to 9, and then like a handful of people would roll up.
right.
But there was this girl that worked on the opposite side of the strip mall, and she'd come over after her shift, and we just got to chatting. Because, again, it was just me and her. And this is when I was starting to do my deep dive on rap and like justifying rap in my head as a legitimate style and genre
Yeah.
of music that should be studied
Yeah.
in proper music education. And I told her, like, I had this idea of the greatest, pick your top 3 greatest influences of early classical. You got your Bach,
Yeah.
Beethoven, Mozart.
Yeah.
Let's say those are the 3 you go with. And then it's like, so there's always been this idea of a trio going through.
Yeah.
And so then how different is Bach, Beethoven, and Mozart?
To Tupac, Biggie, and Snoop.
Tupac, Biggie, and Ice Cube.
Okay.
And then you further that into now, Chance, Kendrick,
J. Cole.
Cole. Yeah. And I'm just like, I was talking to her about that and
Are those like the 3 like goats right now?
in my opinion,
Okay.
people would say Drake over Chance.
Commercially, yeah.
Commercially, like he's
especially since
he's
since what was that album called? See, I don't even know what it's called anymore, man.
It's not a good album.
It's so upsetting.
But
Yeah.
that's my personal bias, as I would probably throw Chance on there. But in reality, it is Drake.
All right.
I
need to listen to Scorpion. I might do that tomorrow.
I need to listen to Scorpion, but I think truly the only album I've liked of him is Take Care.
I haven't listened to any
Oh
Drake
God,
album
Take
before.
Care is, God bless. It's so good.
Just not a fan.
But yeah, I remember having this like super intense conversation.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, I just like felt comfortable enough to just like exude my excitement of the hip hop game and like wanting to be this hip hop historian. And I think that was the last time. And I think that was what year did we start here? 2018?
2018, yeah.
2017 then?
I mean, like you could always like do that on your free time. I said it with quotes.
This is my free time now. This is taking the space of the free time is this podcast. So, which is still
It's still something you
I
want
think
to
is
do, yeah.
equally as, because it's giving me that excitement of getting to talk to somebody about something that's
Right,
exciting.
yeah.
Yeah. Whether or not I personally like exude the excitement is neither here nor there.
Yeah.
But it's still I get that emotion.
Yeah.
Question for you, Big Dog.
Yeah.
And we might end on this.
Yeah.
I was texting Kelsey last night. No, I think I was talking to her. Yeah, whatever.
The Secret Santa thing? Or?
No. Talking about movies. I
Yeah.
saw that rom-com with Coach. Love Guaranteed.
Is that on Netflix or something?
Yeah, it's a new one on Netflix.
I haven't been on Netflix in like a month.
Oh man,
It's been weird.
what have you been watching movies on?
Been on like Hulu.
Oh, that makes sense.
Like Hulu and Amazon Prime. So I've been, I haven't watched. I haven't missed quarantine. I haven't. I like being a teacher, but I miss quarantine.
I feel that.
I like to sit and watch movies. I haven't watched a lot of movies lately. But yeah, you were saying that Love Guaranteed.
What genre do you think you could write a movie? Like, first off, do you think you could write a movie right now?
Yeah.
What genre do you think you could write?
So, because I'm like, I think I talked about this on like the first episode. It was on like I'm like trying to write a TV show.
Yeah.
And
Dang, that conversation was a long time ago.
yes, I know.
Wow.
There's been
I feel like I barely knew you.
we've been talking a lot.
We've been talking a lot. That's weird. Sorry, continue.
If I had to write a movie, I know I couldn't write a comedy because I'm not that funny. I feel like you have to be like funny beyond like the moment funny.
Yeah.
Like, I can be in the moment funny, but like when it comes to like
It doesn't age well.
doesn't age well and doesn't like doing like four quadrant comedy. It's not my strong suit. My strong suit is very much like niche. Like if I had to write a movie, it would be kind of a either like a drama or like a something with a lot of like intense like sitting. Like there's a movie called My Dinner with Andre, where it's Andre the Giant and some like short actor. I can't remember his name. I'll remember it later. But the problem is I haven't like seen it yet. But it's just them talking for like an hour and a half at a table. Like it's just that.
Is it just like a documentary then?
No, it's them having a conversation. But like a story is told like within well not really a story, it's more like a philosophical conversation is like had over like an hour and a half. And I feel like something like that, like a almost like a play, like kind of thing where it's like very intimate, nothing like I don't like doing spectacle.
Yeah.
Because I enjoy the craft of writing so much that I would like to, because writing a comedy and writing like an action movie, you're not really writing those. You're just kind of like, and then he kicks him.
Well,
and then he jumps over like.
To be fair, I think that's the problem with action movies is the level of difficulty to make them genuine.
Yeah, to like actually like tell like a good story like around your because I feel like some of those like your John Wicks and your no, granted, no, John Wick is awesome because they do great writing.
Don't talk bad on John Wick.
No, but it's possible with those to be like, all right, I've got this cool gung fu sequence in this one and this one. All right, let's do a story behind it. Like, no, I think you should. One of my favorite writer directors is Quentin Tarantino because he in every single scene he's got you for 15 minutes in that scene. He's going to tell you a story within that scene.
That's fair.
Like I if I had to do that, which it would take me forever to do because I'm too much of a put something out there. Don't like it.
Yeah.
But like if I had to write a movie, it'd be like a short form drama, like something like a tight hour and a half. It's just like a couple people in a room, just like kind of like a Breakfast Club. Even though I hate that movie, like
I get what you're saying. I was gonna say Hateful Eight.
Yes, actually, yes. I mean, very, very much so. Like a Hateful Eight. Like it's just like 8 people. Well, I guess 9, because there's one under. Ooh, spoilers.
That movie's been out for like.
There's one underneath the floorboards. But like very, very much so. Like a tight. We're in the same room kind of thing.
Yeah.
I love that stuff.
I dig that.
I would love to be able to. I might actually try something like that. I might try to write like a thing. What about you?
Dude, rom-com all day. I the only thing I don't know 100% would be like dialect, but
dialogue.
Sorry.
I was like,
Jesus.
I was like, are they speaking like with a southern accent the entire time? Well, I'll tell you what.
I tell you what.
I tell you
what.
But yeah, like
no, but like, because I was watching this one, man, and it was like there was some hitter scenes. I was feeling it, but then it's just, and this is my issue with a lot of rom-coms. It's just they just say these cheesy ass lines. And I'm just like, man.
See, that's the one thing.
You just took me out the story.
Like that's why I don't like a genre like a rom-com or a comedy or something like that because it can get tropey. It can get very like, you had me at hello. Like some form of that line is going to be said, and I don't. I'm trying to avoid that with all my because I hate being unoriginal.
I hate that. But
I
think one of like my favorite ones was The Proposal with
Ryan Reynolds and Sandra Bullock.
Yeah. I think that was a great one. But yeah, this Love Guaranteed.
so cheesy and like
It wasn't so cheap. That's the problem. That's actually why it made me a little bit more angry because it was like a good movie. It was an interesting plot storyline. They just were. You could kind of.
you can kind of like hear like the like you can feel the trope coming.
Yeah.
You're just like, oh, like they're about
Actually,
to-
no, you can't even. It just. It felt when it was bad. It was because it was lazy.
Okay.
That's what it felt like.
Yeah.
Just like the one scene in particular that bothered me was. I need to figure out his actual name, but Coach.
Not it's not Damon Wayans.
That's not Wayne. He's not a Wayne. Is he a Wayne's brother?
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah. Hold on. Give me two.
Whoever. Yeah. Pull up his name for me, big dog.
Google Coach. His name is something. Damon Wayans. Yeah.
Damon Wayans?
Damon Wayans Jr. Yeah.
Junior. Gotcha.
Okay.
So Damon Wayans Jr. talking to this old man, and I don't remember what the old man said, but it's something like sometimes you just you got to swim out and see what happens. And then
More
Damon
fish in that
Wayans was like, "But what if I sink?"
Oh.
Right? Like, come on, man.
don't
That's
like
such
that.
a lazy line.
Don't do that. That's so that's so tiresome.
Exactly.
That's just like nobody. There's a. Have you seen the movie Seven? With Brad Pitt and
Yeah.
The-
How are you going from rom-com to Seven?
Oh, hold on. So Seven at the end of I know, big jump. The last line of Seven is one of my favorite movie lines ever. Ernest Hemingway once wrote, the world is a fine place and worth fighting for." I agree with the second part. That's such a good line. That's so well written. Like,
Yeah.
like that's so there's no like fat in that, and there's no like I don't get tired after hearing that. And a line like you gotta swim out there. What if I sink? Could you have said something more like poignant or like, I mean, granted, the movie business is hard.
Yeah.
Well, watching Hail Caesar made me like, oh, they just need to get a movie out. Like,
Yeah.
like it can be like, that's, and granted, I can't, like I said, if I try to write a movie, it's not going to be good.
Yeah, and I understand that obviously.
But yeah,
it is a very much an art form.
But you don't want to write like a tired like a.
But yeah, just like, man, you
Tired
guys.
lines like that.
That was like 50 minutes into the movie. Like, I was on board the entire time, bro. And then you just, come
Like
on,
really that was your.
You could have used like I would have been like any other standard trope. I would just be like, all right, there it is.
Right.
Just like that one just felt so lazy.
Are we really doing? Are we really doing the sinking thing? Come on, man. Yeah.
And plus, he felt disingenuous when he said it.
Right.
Like,
You can't act your way through that.
Can't act your way through that. But yeah, I think I could do a rom com. I think I could.
Trope City, man. You gotta avoid them.
Yeah.
Sorry about those, man.
Well, anyways, dog. I don't want to keep you too long, and plus, I kind of just want to go lay down and contemplate life as I have been doing the past couple nights. And
yeah, this is a great time to do it. I've been exhausted this entire week. I've gone to bed at 8:30 every single night.
Gang.
I've been so tired. I've been like, okay, that was a lot. Let me just rest.
Yeah.
Sit in my bed.
I feel that.
I'm just gonna wait here. Wait here till the morning.
It's been a rough go, and hopefully the rest of this week goes well. I got that away game.
Are you for it? He's still seizing. Notice people. I've sat through these.
That hurts.
Are you recharged? Are you back?
No, my face hurts. Well, the next time we talk,
Yeah.
Which reminds me, I gotta find somebody for Sunday.
Yeah.
It's gonna hit up Rhonda.
Okay.
hopefully,
That'd be good.
hopefully she can come through, get some mental health. But I'll have gone to that away game, and hopefully I don't hate myself.
It's about Friday?
Yeah.
I'll be there too.
Oh, you will be there. That's right. Gang.
It's going to be a long 3 a.m.?
2.
2? Okay.
Give or take.
Scary.
It's going to be a rough go. But
Well,
as always, Big Dog, I appreciate you for coming through.
happy to be here.
Helping me out, as always. And for all the homies that stayed with us until the end. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Y'all was keeping this going. I don't know who's actually watching, but
Someone is.
somebody is. So thank you for watching. I hope you guys...
Hi, Mom.
Shout out Miss Simmons. Shout out my mom, my dad, because I know that they're watching too.
It's a weird feeling, isn't it?
It's a little weird, man.
It's whatever.
But anyways, I appreciate y'all. Y'all be easy. Have a great rest of y'all's week. Stay blessed, gang.